video. We got Ron on the truck.
What's up, guys?
We got a brand new Mathews Lift X 33, right? 33?
Yep.
33. We are on the way up to Adventures Archery in Lakeland. And what we're going to do is we kind of did a rough setup on this bow with the shop that it was purchased from, but it just some stuff's off. We're not going to mention any names or anything like that, but some stuff with it's off. So we're heading up to see our buddy Tim up in Lakeland. Jared's not in the shop today. We were going to try to get Jared, but he's not in the shop today, so we'll have to bust his chops a little bit on that later.
He heard we were coming and decided he'd go home. That's what happened.
Yeah. He was like, I don't want to deal with them Dupree boys.
Exactly.
So we're headed out there right now. We're gonna get this bow set up and get her kind of dialed in, and then we're probably gonna head back down to the range and get the 60-yard sighted in once we get everything else figured out. I know their range does 20 up here, but we're gonna need 60 to sight it. So with that being said, enjoy some of the B-roll on the way up there. I'll catch you guys when we get up there. That's a whole headlight laying there.
Yeah, and turn signal.
And turn signal.
Or marker lights. Apparently they didn't like them.
Check this thing out. Tell me that ain't a really cool bear target. Look at that thing. So for anybody who wants a size reference, Ronald is 6'3", 6'4". That's a big boy.
That's a big target.
Give him a big bear hug, Ronald. Give him a big bear hug. He's such a nice bear. He's such a nice bear. Well, this isn't the setup video we wanted to build you, but that's because the other shop, we won't mention no names, pre-built the bow before we even got there.
Exactly.
So we decided to run up here to Tim and Jared in Lakeland and get it actually fully dialed in the way it needs to be. Plus your string's probably stretched in by now, so that's a good starting point.
We'll make sure you're good to go. And got a little bit of separation on our center serving, which is a pretty common thing we see.
So right now, for anybody that doesn't know, Tim is actually setting up the serving jig to redo that center serving that you just saw was separating. Reason that the center serving was actually separating was because the soft knots that were tied on it, which is a common thing like Tim said, got pulled just a little too tight. They pull into the original serving and kind of separate it and push it loose. Further issues that it can bring with that is the D-loop can start sliding around and causing you to have inconsistencies if you don't fix it. So that's what Tim's going to go ahead and take care of for us right now. So gotta be like a surgeon to cut that serving like that.
You don't want to nick the string, so just kind of take our time. Once it gets started, it'll unravel pretty easy, but don't try this at home, kids.
For any of y'all that have not been up to Adventures Archery in Lakeland or Tampa, they're both sister stores. I come to the one in Lakeland just to deal with Tim and Jared. They pretty much do all the work on my bow, except for maybe some simple stuff I kind of take care of my own. Or maybe even have Preston help me a little bit. But I come up here, I make the trip. It's about 2.5 hours for us from down south. And you just can't beat the customer service you get from here. So, and they always got a pretty big inventory of everything in stock, as much as you can. So for a little bit small location, they kill it. So we'll hop back into Ronald's bow video real quick. So for anybody that doesn't know, Tim was just checking the tension that the knock is going to bite the serving, because there is such thing as having it too loose or too firm.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different serving sizes, so we just want to make sure that we're not going to have too loose or too tight of a knock fit on there. Cause issues.
You took it off?
Yeah.
Rollers?
Yeah, it just keeps things out of the way.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I also have to use the cables, this jig, when I release some tension, it puts tension on your main string so I can make sure the serving is nice and tight. Yeah, let me take a look at it. Yeah, if we need to adjust the draw length, I just need to make sure I can adjust it.
Woo. Oh Lord, that is an old bear. Yeah, that's old.
Oh, my dad shot in high school.
Okay, come on, there we go. Gordon, he does want that a little longer on the stretch.
Okay, yeah.
Because if he decides to start shooting his actual thumb button.
Yeah, if it's not long enough, we can redo it. But this should stretch out pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good length. The other guy just had it a little too short for him. Yep.
I'm just setting the center shot left to right here. Just confirm it with a tape.
That's good right there.
All right. It's all right. Just start wrapping that thumb.
Damn.
That's almost a dang near bullet hole.
Yep. So we were having some clearance issues originally at about 60 yards, and this is a full size setup. So we're at 31 inches, 70 pounds, shooting about a 405 grain arrow. So we wouldn't expect to be getting scope fletching interference at like 60, 70 yards, which is where these guys were. So I brought it in and I just went over everything. It was sitting quite a bit knock high, which had the arrow already kind of going at a downward angle. And it looks like our peep sight's also a little bit low. So when we raise that peep sight up, it'll do two things. Number one, the peep and the scope follow each other up and down, so it'll naturally need to raise the scope. But by raising that peep sight up, it's also going to bring our anchor point back down. So the combination of all those three things should get us plenty of yardage for anywhere we want to shoot out to like 100 yards. So.
Nope.
Aim up for me just a little bit. Come on up. Right about there.
315, 316.
All right.
All set.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
Have a good one.
Yep.
Alright, y'all. So that's going to pretty much wrap up this quick video. We got Ronald's bow tuned and done, sitting back there. Now we just got to go get the 60 yard on and then put a sight tape on. But all in all, that bow's moving. 315, 316. Now we got it finally fully tuned in, done, ready to go. Ronald, what you think?
Awesome. I'm happy.
So Tim at Adventures Archery really hooked it up. Adventures Archery Lakeland, that is. Really hooked it up and kind of dove in, knew exactly what was going on with it, because I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't find out why we're getting interference with the arrow in the sight. So he got it.